All right, what's going on, gang? Thanks for stopping by today. As you saw from the title, doing a little review of the Winchester Super X4. This is gonna be my 4th season with this gun. Got it brand new in 2019, right before the season started. And I've had full dove, duck, goose seasons with this gun. And yeah, I'm just gonna get into what I really like about it. I'm gonna get into kind of the more boring stuff, all right? What you're gonna be seeing like in the gun store or at Cabela's, Bass Pro, whatever you got nearby if you were to go pick this gun up. Little cheat sheet here on my phone. Right now, these guns are running from anywhere from 900 to about 970, just depending on the camo pattern. I like my guns black, and it's a little bit cheaper running them that way. But you do get the camo wrap, you're bumping up 60, 70 bucks. This kind of depends what you get. It is currently running 7.125 pounds, pretty light for a shotgun. My old gun is a Winchester Super X2, and that gun was, I think, pushing 8, so a little bit heavier. Not that it matters that much, you don't really notice it in the field, but it is nice having a lighter shotgun. You do have the option for either a 26 or 28 inch barrel. I went ahead and went with the 28. I think it matters maybe a little bit. But in the end, I mean, I don't know. You're adding more weight to your gun, to the front of your gun, that is, with the 28 inch barrel, and it is a little bit noticeable, but I will get into that a little bit later. And obviously, lastly, I should say, 3.5 inch chamber, okay? So, yeah, I run 3.5 shells when I hunt geese. I know some people say it's not really necessary. Maybe that's true. I don't know. I'm going to spend the money for a little bit more for those 3.5 inch shells. I feel better shooting them. And my choke is kind of more specifically for those 3.5 inch shells, so they cycle pretty good out of them. So let's go ahead and get into aspects of the gun that I'm a fan of. One, when you pick this gun up, you'll notice it's light. Like I said, 7.125 pounds, pretty light gun. The grip here, real narrow, all right? I mean, I don't have like obnoxiously large hands, but I can get my finger around, right? And it feels pretty good in your hand. It does have some grip. You can hear it. I don't know what you call it, but it does have good grip here. It's not slick or anything like that. I do like the oversized safety, super smooth safety, and it's also big on both sides. One thing that I have seen on other guns, I think Benelli runs this, at least on the Supernova. They have an oversized safety button as well, but on the side to click safety back on, it's small. I like that it's on both. Just little things like that that I've really grown accustomed to and enjoyed with this gun. I honestly forget the name of this button, but it's oversized as well. So you're rocking gloves, you're just fine pressing that button, loading that shell in there. That, and I just noticed I have my thing here backwards. Your bolt right here, also oversized, real big, beefy, all right, easy to grab a hold of. You got gloves on, no problem. Pretty good sized trigger guard. It is on the smaller side, I would say, though. I've seen shotguns where, say you're wearing big bulky gloves. Again, I don't hunt with gloves. I don't particularly tell people to, just because it's not very safe. But if you're wearing those big bulky winter gloves, you could probably get it in here, but I have seen bigger ones, so maybe that's a little bit of a downside of it. Otherwise, really slick looking, flat black on this side. Now we'll move up the gun to the foregrip up here, and it's kind of fat on the bottom, but then right under the barrel it's slotted. All right, so it kind of concaves in, and it makes for awesome grip. All right, for that first joint of your finger to get in there, feels great on your hand. And yeah, it's just real easy to get a hold of, real easy to draw up. And I decided to get into it later, and that is going to be the barrel weighing a little bit more. Now, when I had the Winchester Super X2, that gun was like, when I think of a gun that was just perfectly weight distributed, that's a gun I think of is the X2. This gun took me a little bit getting used to because it is front heavy. All right, the center on this, I mean, somewhere in there, it's a little bit more forefront versus, you see how front heavy that gets? That's just holding it right there by the chamber. It will take you a little bit getting used to for drawing up and leading. It's front heavy, all right? That barrel makes it heavier. Now, if you had a 26 inch barrel, it'd be a little bit less, but all in all, the gun's front heavy just because the back end of this gun is so light. So it's something to consider. And I see a lot of guys, you know, they'll complain about different aspects, not even about the X4, different guns in general. And for some reason, people try to compare it to their last gun. I don't know if people think when they get a new gun, if it's going to be the exact same as their previous gun. No matter what you get, unless you're getting the exact same model, just a newer one, something's going to be different. And this is, I'm pretty loyal to Winchester. That was my first gun, first 12 gauge, I should say. And now that I've bought this one, I'm going to stick with it. There hasn't been too much that's changed besides the weight distribution. Otherwise, it breaks down, cleans the same. But there are things you're going to have to adapt to with every gun. And that was the first thing I thought when I got this is, wow, this is a lot more front heavy than I thought. Not that it's overly front heavy, just when you compare it to the X2, it does make quite a bit of difference. So that being said, I'll get in the choke tubes a little bit. As you saw, I have an aftermarket one on here. This is a Pattern Master Code Black. When you open the case with the gun in it, I believe it has modified, improved, and a full choke. And right out of the box, those factory issued chokes are great. Like, I had good luck with them for that first whole season. I just wanted something that shortened my spread a little bit when I shot and hit a little bit harder. Went with this aftermarket choke. I've had great luck with it since, but you could have no problem getting by with just a standard factory issue modified. Killed a lot of ducks and geese with it that first season. And yeah, has a good pattern. Like I said, I just want something to shorten it up a little bit. But all in all, I would absolutely recommend the Winchester Super X4. I've had a lot of fun with it, killed a lot of birds with it, and I don't see many issues with it. The one thing that is an issue with all Winchesters is, since it does have the gas ports, it's not inertia driven, it's a gas driven gun, it does get pretty dirty. So you do have to take the time, more than usual, say with a Benelli, to break it down throughout the season and give it a good cleaning, because it does get filthy. All right, once you shoot it once, it's never going to be as clean as it was when you open the box, versus those inertia driven ones. You know, you can clean that up enough and it looks brand new. You're not going to get that with these, unfortunately, but that's what they're built for. You know, it's okay if they got a little bit of that grime on them, and it's held up great for me. There's been times where I have totally forgotten throughout the season to clean it. Holds up just fine. I get to the end of the season, break it down, realize, wow, I should have cleaned this a lot sooner, but it still holds up no problem throughout that season. So all in all, would highly recommend this gun, whether you're looking to maybe retire an old gun, get a new one, or if you just want to add to collection, try it out. Would definitely recommend shouldering it in the store, but keep in mind, like I said, when you do go to shoulder it, don't expect it to be the perfect fit. It's not going to be. Rarely is that the case with any gun, all right? Some guns you pick up and it's just flush, you draw it up, it's perfect. Other guns, you're gonna have to conform to it a little bit, so keep that in mind when you are looking at this gun. And that goes for anything. You know, don't not buy a gun just because you think it feels funny. Like, you're gonna have to adapt to a new gun at some point. Some just feel better than others. And in my opinion, a little bit more front heavy barrel is not that big of an issue. I've actually used it to my advantage. It helps me swing. My left to right and right to left shots have gotten significantly better just because I can let the weight of the gun follow through, right? It's a super easy gun to shoulder. The butt's nice. Good padding, doesn't kick too much. But yeah, that swing has been phenomenal for me because the gun's been just a little bit heavier on the front end. So yeah, that's going to be a review, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If it helped out, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. A lot of fun stuff coming up this fall. Dove season actually started today. Had work today. Going out tomorrow morning, and then we're going to hit the ground running once October rolls in. Deer hunting, duck hunting, goose hunting, you name it. We're going to get after them. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one.